just keeping it real, should help us make some of these decisions. I want you to think about a question, and I've done this with other teams before, and it went over okay. I want you to think about a question for me. And it's going to run slow. It's a 60-second challenge. If you and your significant other decided that, okay, we're not going to have sex, we're going to wait, right? Adults in the room, you agree with that, right? We're going to wait till we're married. Amen? Amen. Amen, church?
Amen.
You don't find too much in the church no more. It's sad. Okay? I mean, we can shout. We can dance. We can hit it, right? And that organ come on. But when rubber meets the road, this is what it is, right? So you decided that you're going to wait. How would you let your significant other know that you love them? How would you let them know? How would you express that? You said you weren't going to come in contact. Now, some people, that may be easy to figure out. Oh, it's lots of ways, right? Take 60 seconds to think about it. How would you show your love? How would you show that affection? Without getting yourself into a position where you reach the point of no return. How would you keep it safe? How would you play it safe? How would you be wise? 60 seconds. Some brothers like, I don't know. How many people think you have you thought about 10 ways to show your love? 20? 30? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go down. 2, 3. Come on, raise your hand. Don't be ashamed. Again, this was just supposed to be us. No adults were supposed to be in the room, but you're bad. Now they're here. 6, 7. Low. 1. Wow, brother. You're just being honest. Future. Okay, you're just being honest. All right. Anybody else? Anybody? Who had the highest? 7? Just about 7? 7? It came from the young lady. Wow. Okay. What I want you to do, pass it back and around. Hopefully we have enough for everybody. Just pass it back and around. I know it's unorthodox, but hopefully, some people already like it. Pass that down. Back and around. Make sure everybody gets an orange sheet. It's bright, so you cannot miss it. Now, for the brothers that you're hitting each other on the leg, is that love tops or you just? I forgot to tell you, in the city of Roanoke, I work in education. I work with elementary students. So when I stand in front of students, either the attention is on me or it's on whoever's getting the attention. And if I give you attention, it's funny. So usually people pay attention when I'm talking. I work with elementary students. I coach step teams and debate teams on the elementary level. Step and debate teams on the elementary level. 5th graders getting up on stage, doing what you see in Stump the Yard with the faces and everything, yes. Because they have to manage their grades. Academic standards are high. Behavioral standards are high. Also coach teams at William Fleming High School and another middle school in the city. So my expectation for young people is very high. And I can agree with the speaker this morning. When I say don't be good, my kids respond by saying be great. We stole that from Jay-Z. We did. But we said, don't be good, be great. And if you have 5th graders with that mentality right now, can you believe that? I don't understand why my child's shirt if you had a shirt, I should take yours. Because if you okay with the grades your child bringing into the house, if you're okay with the attitude and the behavior that they're showing in front of you, I should take your shirt and 4 more out your closet. Or I should stop you from having the ability to reproduce because you don't know what you're doing. Again, my most difficult challenge in education is not the kids. It's the ratchet, it's the inappropriate parents. I'm sorry, I said it. Again, I thought it was just going to be us. I was going to go there. It's the parents. So when I tell little Johnny, sit down, please, and he don't sit down, and I said, Johnny, didn't I tell you to sit down? Sit yourself in a chair and don't move. Parents have an issue with that. I don't know what I did wrong. Because I don't repeat myself, and Johnny must have didn't hear me, or Johnny must think it's a game, and we're not playing games around here. So sit down, Johnny. Because when the judge tells you to do something, you should do it. When the police tell you to do something, you should do it. And the last time I checked, some police officers are not asking more than once before. I said some. I know we got law enforcement in the building. I just want to tell you all my stuff is paid up. I'm good. You check that plate outside. It's great. So now, the people with 2, I'm trying to help you out just a little bit, okay? I just gave you a sheet with 100 ways you can show somebody you love them. Let's take a look at that sheet. If anything, you're going to get a sheet, son? Share with him. You was punching him in the leg. Share with him. Take a look at the sheet. I want you to just yell out something that maybe grabs your attention. Maybe you think that's just not happening. That's whack, that's corny, or that's a good idea. Usually when I do this for teens, they immediately tell me, tell her I love her. That's number 1. Number 10, he says number 10. It says what? Dance together. Huh? 11, just name it out. Talk about your feelings. Okay.
97.
66. I like 6.
You like 6. What does 6 say, sir? Have deep, meaningful conversation. That's one thing ladies like to do. Is I got 2 right here, so I'm gonna back up. All right, let's go to this communication thing, gentlemen. All right, you guys follow directions really well. Let's go to number 60. Look at number 60. Says what?
Listen.
Oh my. Listen. How can you tell somebody or show somebody you love them by listening to them? What does that do? What does that promote? Raise your hand, let me know. What's up? Okay, you actually care about them. Is that what you're saying? You actually care about them. They matter to you. You're going to talk, I'm going to listen. Even if I'm just looking in the center of your forehead and saying, yup. Girl, get out of here. Girl, get out of here. What you say? I didn't hear. Right? Listening makes people think, hey, you know what? They care about my feelings, right? I'm going to tell you to be careful with number 36. Listen, don't just take a leap. Don't just take a leap now. Yeah, you love them. Yeah, you appreciate it, but when you just talk about giving rings, it's you done jump from 1 to 100, right? I'm gonna give you this ring, and I think that's what a lot of people messed up at. Well, I thought I loved her until she took the ring. Now I don't know who she is. All right. What about what about number 100? Look at number 100. Be faithful. Be faithful. That don't take much. And you can do that when they're not there. Look at the ladies like, yes. Yes, you should do it when we're not there, right? Be faithful. If I'm faithful to you and I show my faithfulness to you, and I express in my actions and my behavior, even when you're not watching, when it's just me and God and I'm faithful, I'm still in it. Even when it's just me and God and I'm faithful to you, that's really me showing, hey, I'm dedicated to you. I love you. I love you. You stick with me even when you're not here. You can use that, fellas. Go ahead, write it down. Be careful with number 56. Read number 56. And that'll bring us right to where we need to be. Caress her. I want you to be careful. Now here it is, you just said you're going to wait. But also, I think giving back rubs is on here too. Yep. Listen. Be wise. Be smart. A back rub can lead to something. Caressing can lead to, am I just saying real talk? Am I talking real? Because I'm going to tell you the extent of my conversation with my dad about sex. Okay, I was just trying to see people's reaction. Fellas are like, I was saying nobody talked to you, huh? The extent of my conversation with my father about sex took place when I was in the 12th grade. And I was going to prom. And my mom and dad came in the room and I'm fixing my time. My mom was like, you know, mothers, they get emotional. My mother's emotional. Oh, you just, I remember when mothers always take it back when you were this high. When you couldn't wipe your own nose. Remember when you was just bow-legged thinking you was bringing it to her. Like, okay, so is this an insult? Or you trying to... And fathers stay away from the emotional part. My father like, yeah, you look nice. How much it costs? Yeah, you look nice. The limousine is outside. Yeah, you look nice. But then my mother looks over to my dad and says, well, isn't it something you want to say to him? And my dad like, yeah, I said he looked nice. Yeah, he looked good. And she says, no. And she gave him a hunch. And I'm like, what's going on? You know, my flies down? What's going on? My tie not straight? She says, the important talk. And my dad, I mean, God bless his heart. He was a hard worker, but, you know. I didn't see my daddy read a lot. But he always wanted me to do well in school. But my daddy talked well with his hands. You get what I'm saying? Father didn't take no mess, you understand? When my father finally caught on to what she was saying, he said to her, oh, yeah, I got this. And he looked over to me and he said, you need a condom? That was the talk I had with my father. That's the talk. And then I told you I went to college when the ratio was 8-1, so that was a real effective talk to me, right? That was a real effective talk. So when I heard people say, hey, you ever had to talk with your dad? I'm like, yeah, I had to talk. It lasted about 6 seconds. You'll get that. You'll get that. Okay, so you're looking at this sheet, and you're probably saying, I wouldn't have thought of some of the things on this sheet. I wouldn't have thought about it. Love. You want to express love. In order to express love, you got to know what it is, right? Now, a lot of people get themselves in trouble, and can I say it? A lot of dudes, a lot of men get themselves in trouble by saying the L word and not knowing what it means. Because we say it as like a toll fee. It's going to get tight. And again, I'm sorry because it was just supposed to be us. We say it like a toll fee. You get what I'm saying? We say it as a means to an end. It's supposed to get me somewhere if I say I love you. Like as soon as we say I love you, a door will open and we can walk through the door and be somewhere we've always wanted to be, right? How many people know that that's not true? You get yourself in a world of trouble saying the L word. Because that woman at some point is looking for you to say the L word. You can say, hey, you love me? I'm about to say I'm leaving to go to the store. I'm not saying I love you. I'm saying I'm leaving. Or I'm living over here. I didn't say I love you. They're waiting on you to say that love word. Because we as men, they say we don't express it. Is that true? We don't express it verbally as much as we should or could. But this new generation, it's like, y'all, I love her. I'm sorry, you don't say I love her. I love. You know I love you, right? Now, girls, ladies in here, you need to be careful. Somebody say they love you. That's a halfway love. Because he didn't enunciate that thing fully. It's a B and an E on there. He just said, I love you. He said he L-O you, so he will treat you low. He will treat you low. Love is an emotion of a strong affection and personal attachment. So if you say you love somebody, do you really love them? Are you personally attached to them? Are you so connected with them? Do you wake up in the morning and say, oh, I love her? Is she the first thing on your mind when you get up? And the last thing on your mind before you go to sleep? Now, I don't want you to jump and say, yes, that is. Because that could just be, and some of the more seasoned guys reminiscing. They're back there slapping thighs. I thought I was too. Listen.
This is an adult conversation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was just supposed to be us. But now, sometimes you got to be careful. That may not be love. It could be like, extreme like really like you, or lust. I heard a dude tell this one lady, I'm sorry, dude, this man, tell this one lady, he says, you know what? I like you. I even lust you. I don't know if I love you. And she was cool with that. Oh, come on, look at the ladies, they went, what? She was fine with that. You know why, ladies? because he was just being honest. She much rather him be honest and say, you don't love me, you just like me and sometimes lust me, because she didn't want to hear him lie. Newsflash, when I lie, you ain't really gonna hear it. Because if I lie well, you're gonna think I was just talking to you. He ran so much game on her where she believed what she considered to be the truth. She believed something she considered to be the truth. And it was really demeaning to her whole existence. I like you, I lust you, but I don't know if I love you. Fellas, let me flip the script. If your mama was out in the field, like available, and dude came to you and said, yo, I want to date your mama. I like her, I lust her, I don't love her. How quick could you get him out the crib? How much would it take for you not to put your hands?
That's right.
Watch this.
Yeah.
Seasoned gentlemen. I don't say old. Seasoned. If you have a daughter at home and a young man says he wants to marry your daughter and you say, son, tell me how you feel about my daughter. And he says, sir, I'm going to tell you from the bottom of my heart. I like her and I lust her. I don't know if I love her yet. Gentlemen, how quick would you go with your gun?
He was going last week.
So, can I back up? If that's not going to work for your mama, and that's not going to work for your daughter, why would that work for the person you say you love? Or the person you say you're connected with or attached with or have this kind of personal feeling with? Does that make sense? Huh? Love is also a virtue representing all of human kindness, compassion, and affection. The unselfish, loyal, and benevolent concern for the good of another. Do you care that much for somebody else? Now, I know you care about your phone, keeping it on, checking your Facebook every 10 seconds. That's important. Making sure that my swag is right. But do you care for somebody else more than you care about yourself? Can you consider somebody else before yourself? No matter what. No matter how they act. No matter if it's a good day, bad day, one of them days, one of them weeks. Just go be us. Do you feel that way? Now some of y'all reconsidering like, yeah, I thought I had a girlfriend. I just got a good friend. I thought I had one. Intimacy is something that we say, but not very much. They say that some men have a hard time showing intimacy. Now, when you say intimate, the first thing you think about is what? The first thing some people think about is what? Okay, gentlemen, some of y'all, okay, I know adults are in the back, just act like it's me. The first thing you think about when you say the word intimate is sex. Like some of y'all, sex. Sex. I wish we was in the little room. Sex. Right? When you say intimacy, but how many people know intimacy is everything but that? Intimacy is everything but that. Intimacy is a holding of the hand. A touching on the shoulder. Come on, somebody. Right. Intimacy is a look at you. I remember, man, I guess my daddy had game. I told you he didn't read a lot of books. But he had game. And every now and then he'd look at my mama and just go like this. And I'm like, yo, like, my mama could be in the middle of beating eggs in the kitchen and tick tock. I'm like, so we're not gonna eat this morning? I mean, he didn't say nothing. He didn't come up behind her. He just went. I don't know where he was walking to. All I know, she stopped beating them eggs for about 3 seconds. Dinner and breakfast was delayed for 3 seconds, I'm telling you. Some of y'all gonna try it too. Realize it don't work, she looked right back at you. What? I like these eggs. That's the only thing she can cook. All right, so. That's not what you asked me. Intimacy. intimate with a person is supposed to display what you feel about that person. If I have sex with you, does that prove that I love you? No. It proves that I like you. Proves that I wish you. And I may like you. You may just suit a purpose right now. Because when I say it's two desires we're going to feel, right? We're going to eat. And yeah. Mm-hmm. We're going to eat. And we're going to have some eggs. We're going to eat. We're going to have some breakfast. Not breakfast, but breakfast. All right? Also, intimacy can also talk about the environment. Like if you had a nice, intimate evening, what does that consist of? Come on, somebody shout it out. What does that consist of? An intimate evening. Candlelight dinner. That's a smooth player right there. Right? Candlelight. He said, not really, it's cheap, but hey, it means something to them, right? So candlelight, what else? Movie. What? Okay. Sunset. Walk in the park. Who said? What'd you say? He said walk in the park. Walk in the park, okay. Sunset. Movie. Picnic. Yes, sir. A drive-in. You kind of drive in by yourself? Who else has to drive? What else? What else could be it? Nice music, right? Cooking her? Yes, sir. Cooking or something. Go ahead, little brother. Yeah, little brother. Now, if it ain't good. Right? So, we just listed out a whole bunch of things and nobody said knocking boots. Nobody said, see if we were by ourselves. If we were by ourselves, I would have said bust it wide open. But I didn't go there. Look at the kids. My thing is this. I can sit up here and put on airs, and you can walk away feeling like, hey, that was a funny dude. But if I keep it real with you, you'll walk away and feel like, okay, that's something I can use. That could be the difference between you making a mistake messing up your life and you actually holding on to what somebody said, no matter how raw and uncut and how unfiltered it was, you using it to make your life better. So I'd rather the second. I'd rather the second. So all those that are weak on the stomach, I'm sorry. My thing is, intimacy is a lot more than what we think. On this list, you got 100 ways to be intimate without being sexual. There's a difference between being intimate and sexual. At the end of the day, sex is sex. Now, it's something that a lot of young men at some point in their life are, I'm talking about it's a marathon run. And you're not going to stop until you out there Jamaican style, no offense, Islanders. But I'm saying you out there with the hands down, running, trying to get somewhere that you just know in your mind is where you want to be. But when you finally get there, it ain't what you thought it was going to be about. And I'm so glad we're at this point because now we have to go into a segment that really talks about the forms of intimacy, emotional and physical. Love is an important factor in physical and emotional intimate relationships. Love. Physically, I can show you love, right? With a touch, with a hug, with a caress. Emotionally, I can show you love by the way I treat you, right? By expressing my love to you in some ways. By connecting with you on that emotional level. By feeling what you feel. And we both know that that's a real feeling. But when you've been thirsty for so long, y'all know what thirsty is, right? When you've been thirsty, you would just about drink anything. Shh. Some people can act like you can be fake if you want to. How many people ever been real thirsty? I'm talking about you've been thirsty. Like, I'm talking about physically. Like, okay, you hot, you thirsty. Okay. Yeah, y'all thought we were, okay, we transitioned. Yeah, some of y'all, I'm sorry, right now. Okay. we can pray for you. But, you've been thirsty, right? You've been outside playing, you've been running, you've been doing some kind of physical activity, and you thirsty. And you said, hey man, you got something to drink? What you want, man? I don't care. As long as It could be a Powerade. It could be juice. It could be Kool-Aid. I'm talking about the flavors nobody likes. It could be that. It could be tap water. Just as long as it quenches my thirst at this point in time. But when you get a hold of something that refreshes you, not just thirst-wise, but on the inside, you tend to stick with it. And you go anywhere and ask for that particular thing. My mother loved ginger ale, but not just any kind of ginger ale. Had to be Vernors. How many people familiar with Vernors ginger ale? That's an up north thing. Man. She had to have Vernors. And if they didn't have Vernors, I don't want nothing. Well, we got some Canada Dry. I don't want it. We got some of that. I don't want it. It's got to be Vernors. I guess my daddy was Vernors. Because anytime she saw a Vernors commercial, anytime she saw a Vernors bottle, she stopped for about 3 seconds and remembered how refreshing that Vernors tasted. Now, if she so happened to have just a regular old Vernors, it was forgettable. You don't want to be the forgettable person. I tell my young ladies when I do the session with ladies on the other end, I say, you don't want to be forgettable. You don't want to be that girl. Hey, that girl. Ooh, there she go. You don't want to be, oh, there she go. The there she go girl. Because the there she go girl doesn't have a name to them. Yeah, her mama gave her a name, but it ain't important to me. But Vernors, I know it by name, shape, size, appearance, and memory. It means something to me. Oftentimes talk about the emotions from sex. Worry, regret, guilt. Y'all can read it. I had a friend named Mel, and this is where this workshop takes a turn. In college, I was a resident advisor. Everybody know what that is? Resident advisor? All right. Okay? People came to you with their problems, right? And I didn't